Kia ora, hola, ni hao, hello and welcome to May's Earth Predictions. Well, we've certainly been through a tumultuous April, haven't we? As suggested by the energies in the cards that turned up for that month. So there was certainly a lot of accuracies yet again and some very fiery times and energies around April. Anyhow, you can check that all out by viewing the previous month's Earth predictions. Just go back and take a look at the video. But for now we will move into the May predictions, and the first card we have here is the home card. Now the home card to me often refers to, or I feel, close to my home, and of course most of you will know I come from New Zealand, so I sometimes feel when this card comes out there will be issues that surround the New Zealand energies or our close neighbours. And when I say close neighbours, in reality we don't have particularly close neighbours. Our closest ones are Australia or the South Pacific island nations such as Fiji, Samoa, Cook Islands, etc. So there could be some energies to do with those particular areas, and they can be maybe quake related or weather related issues. I also see that the home card is the picture of a house, so I go back to thinking we have issues to do with properties, people's homes and houses in one way or another, globally, not just within New Zealand. But we'll keep an eye out on that card and see what the energies are throwing up for it for the whole month. Now the second card that arrived is the Union card. This card, if you'll remember, was in April's reading as well, and it's a powerful energy card. That's how I describe it. It often has a feel of incredibly quick surging of energies that force together and create an almighty, like cyclonic weather patterns or very heavy flooding issues, storms, rain, movement of the earth such as landslides, avalanches, mudslips, things that create that fast, powerful action. And when a card seems to turn up 2 months in a row, it feels as if the energy is stuck or if it's re-emphasizing itself somehow. So it's quite, it's like a double-edged sword. It's almost as if it's going to really let you know that it's there. So we'll keep an eye on that. Now I'm wondering if this, because it was right next to the home card, could have some sort of tie-in with the New Zealand issues that may be around. So I'm wondering if we get yet another big weather energy pattern dumped on us. We had a really horrendous time in April across the whole of New Zealand with such a lot of damage. If any of you follow Suspicious Observers and his new hypothesis related or linked to Dr. Yu Yen's work that he's done, they link solar flare activity and storm formation on our planet here, and they're sort of following that hypothesis through. On the 25th of April there was an X.1 class solar flare that was emitted from the sun. It was just going round towards the back side of the sun, but they'll be tracking that to see if there's a big tropical weather pattern formed from it. So we'll keep our eyes on that. It's a really interesting theory to see how connected we really are totally in this universe. Everything about us is always connected. There's no way of escaping that, and the more we come to understand that knowledge, the more we'll learn how to work through situations and move forward in a positive way. The third card is the Fortune card. It gives a feeling again of cyclonic, so we're getting kind of really stuck with cyclonic weather systems in this reading, so it seems to be about weather patterns, quite a lot of it. I also get the feeling of darkness and underground and recycling issues, because this person is climbing up and up and up and around this set of steps. So we think something that's just been going on and on and on, it's stuck in its cycle, but we do see a little bit of light coming towards it. This person is finally heading up out of the dark and into the light. This card can denote some spiritual energies as well, so sometimes there might be some mass conglomeration of feelings that intertwine us all at a spiritual level on the planet. So sometimes that can be mass compassion events one way or another. And I also think they specifically, this card looks like a tornado forming, so I have sometimes put this down thinking, are tornadoes tied into this card as well. So the fourth card is the Warrior card. Again, not another particularly nice energy that comes from this one. I think of it as a war energy or warrior energy, and it can indicate quick flare-ups, agitation, and it can have to do with the older part of the globe. As if you look at the warrior, he's actually in the fighting regalia he has is reminiscent of the 1100s, which is the older Europe or older Middle East parts of our globe, so it can indicate that. And as well, we see the castles in the background. I sometimes get the feeling of quakes up through that older European portion of the country as well. Middle East, older Europe, around there. So we'll keep an eye out for that. Bigger quakes. And again, this water surging in the middle of the card, it can lead to the thought of rapid floods. So that's our second card, pointing to mudslides, avalanches, quick water flowing. The next card that turned up was the Prison card. And again, this was here in April's reading. So we've got a couple of cards that are really persistent about staying and wanting to get their message across. And with the Prison card, I mentioned I felt it talks about trapped, underground, hidden agenda issues. And these messages, again, as I mentioned earlier, can be intensified. We can also look at it from the solar perspective of the card due to this bright ray of sun that's very directed and coming in quite strongly, and I have wondered if that could be an increase in solar activity of sorts, whether it is CMEs or ejecta, I'm not sure, or it could even be an increase or an intensity of certain particular planet lineups that may affect us one way or another on the planet. So, and it can also lead to increases in shakes and storms. That type of thing could be significant as well. And the last card for the reading is the Stranger card. And again, this is another hidden agenda, dark issues, closed doors, behind the iron door. So it can be communist type countries, untruths, darkness, cold, political figures, power issues and government issues. I know that basically at the moment that's exactly where we are, so it's not particularly hard to see that that would be around for the month of May, but the cards have come out and those are the energies that are picked up for it. So that's the end of the reading for May, everyone. Thanks very much for tuning in, because I really appreciate your time and watching the videos. I enjoy doing the videos for you. So I'm wishing you all the very best for May. Be safe, eyes open, much aroha, kia kaha, much joy and laughter as well. Peace, everyone.